When does the clock start?
Oh,
So you're putting your finger on that, I wasn't even up here yet. Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. It's interesting how there's a run-on between the topic we just had, the word of the day, and my subject, which is have a dream and go for it. The first thing we've got to do is to define what a dream is. And a dream could be a wish, a desire, an interest. You know, it can be any one of things, but it can be different for all sorts of people. You may see a car going by. Somebody had a very nice Mercedes in the car park today. Okay, don't know who that was, but I'm sure a lot of people drove in the car park and said, "Wow, I'd love one of those." Or you see in television holidays. He said, "I'd love to go on a holiday." Or it could be when your electricity bill comes in, you go, "Oh no, you know, I'd like to be earning an extra 50 quid a week so I don't dread this thing arriving in the mat." Every single one of us has got different ambitions. So just going to ask the question, how many people, just thinking about it, have got some sort of dream, wish, ambition somewhere? Okay? Right, excuse me, as we'd expect, every single person. The next question, however, is that if I were then to say, okay, everybody's got something in their mind, and it might be two things, and 3 or 4 or 5, how many people could say, that's what I'm interested in, and by the way, I've got a time scale for actually achieving it? Anybody got that in their mind? Okay, we'll say a little bit less. Next one is to say how many people have got a dream or wish, a time scale, and have got an action plan to achieve it. Very good, 60%. Yeah. And the final question is to say how many people have the dream or wish, the desire, the action plan, and have actually got it written down. Very good. Fantastic. Actually, there's more who put their hand up saying it's written down than they actually had it. So there must be something happening there. But the significance of that is that there's statistics. Is that a question, sir?
No, sorry.
I mean, there's
I'm scratching.
But the good thing about that is there are statistics around which say those who write them down have a sort of an 80% chance of achieving the objectives, right? And there's a lot of documentation on that. There's a lot of people that actually turn around and say, "I'd love to do this." Well, when's your plan of action? They don't have it. Now, maybe it's a symptom of the people who are here tonight. The fact is, everybody here tonight, because they've got a wish or dream to do something better, and they're actually doing something about it. You know, which is why I think the percentage is so high. I think if I asked those same questions to a mixed group of 20 people, I would guess that the ratio is not as high. Everybody agree with that? Yeah? So we're uniquely. And the problem really is that most people have ideas and wishes. They're sitting looking at things, but they actually don't do anything about it. And if you ask them a question, you know, what do you want to do now? And you ask them a question 2 years ago, it's probably exactly the same, because they're just hoping that things change. Another thing is, I think that a lot of people don't actually aim high enough. You know, they're actually sitting doing whatever they're doing and saying, you know, I'd love to earn an extra X pounds per month or year. Instead of saying, well, actually, I'd love to earn, you know, if they're earning 20 grand a year, I'd love to earn 100 grand a year. Because there's a disbelief they can't actually get that. And because they then saying, well, I'd be happy with this, you know, they're setting a target, and if they achieve it, okay, they've increased their income by 50%, but not going for the big numbers. I mean, there's lots and lots and lots, and again, sorry, I think there are people as well who think, when they're trying to look at objectives and what have you, they either think, I'm too old, or too young, or in my certain circumstances, because I happen to live in a council estate in the sort of left-hand side of London, you know, nobody from my position can actually make it out. There's always reasons why they can't do it. And of course, history tells us that really anybody who wants to achieve their dreams or ambitions can do it. There are a lot of high-profile cases that everybody knows about. I mean, who in 1963 said, "I have a dream"? Who said that? Okay. What about Mr. Mandela? Okay. But there's also other ambitions and things. I bet if you asked Alan Sugar, okay, who's sort of worth a few bob now, you know, did he actually have ambitions when he was 17, 18, 19? I'll tell you now, because I've read his book. He didn't think when he was selling aerials out of the back of a car, I want to be a billionaire. All he wanted to do is he actually wanted to make the next dollar. He didn't want to work for anybody else. So he actually had some sort of short-term objectives, which he went after. I want to make 50 quid this week. And when he made the 50 quid, he went out and did something else. And then the other thing that happened is that as opportunities arose, he actually grabbed them, and not everybody actually does that. For me, I mean, when I was 16, I was in Belfast, and I knew then that I actually wanted to get out, just because it was very parochial. And the situation was, I sort of changed companies, and eventually I moved to another company, and guess what they did? They said, would I like to move to England? So by just being there and grabbing an opportunity, my sort of wish list came along. Unfortunately, a lot of people are not looking. I mean, recently, I'm involved in another business where other people can get involved in and make some money, etc. And I've said to all my bar staff, the staff are earning $5.93 an hour. Would you actually like, in your spare time, to make some more money? And if you do, go along to an event where you can look at making money. And you know, not one single one has actually gone to have a look. Right? So I think there's never, ever, ever been a better time to actually try and get out and achieve your dreams, your objectives. For 3 reasons. One is there's business networks out there, so you can actually mix with people very easily who are operating a higher level. Social networking makes it easier to communicate. And thirdly, there are lots of books around and courses around. So 3 good reasons for that. The fact is, if somebody says, I want to do something and I don't know where to go, what should they do? Sorry?
Focus on their objective.
Okay, and?
Write it down and
Write it down and?
action.
Ask? Got it.
An action plan.
Well, no, before that, is actually go and ask somebody, okay? So the fact is, if I actually want to be do something, yeah, and I have no idea what to do, I should go to somebody else, somebody wiser and better, and I might say, by the way, you know, I'm just sharing this idea, have you any idea? And this guy may say, well, I don't know, but what is he going to say?
No, man, you don't.
I know a man who does. And there's always somebody there. So, and in terms of dreams and ambitions, my second son is an artist. And he's been away, he's back at home again. 2 seconds. He's been back at home again. In his own room, he's been painting and drawing and sending things to galleries and doing all sorts of things. Today, he's got a painting in a gallery up in Leeds. It's been sold for just under £1,000 today. He valued it at £400, and the gallery owner has sold it for £1,000. It's taken him years and years and years. So in summary, there's 3 things you should be doing. One is define your dreams and the time scale. Second is write it down, and then act upon it. Thanks very much indeed.